Alright, so the new strongest build in Palworld. We have switched out Serenity for Ferocious on all these Selynes, and we will be using them against some of these big hitbox pals in Palworld, starting with Marcus and Faleris. I'm starting with just one of the Selynes, not doing any swapping, just to see how it would perform in case you were trying to like level pals, and to show a little bit what this build is based around. So the reason for this build over something like Noclum, or this pal over something like Noclum, is for this partner saddle effect, that when you saddle up, you gain double damage on neutral skills. So why this is interesting for Selyne is that when she uses a skill, if you then saddle up, boom, double damage on that Holy Burst, which means that you can sort of use 6 attacks with double damage if you then use your own saddle attack afterwards. So this is the same build in action against Marcus and Faleris again, but this time it's 5 different slings that you can rotate between. Then you sort of let the first one start the Holy Burst. You'll see here in a second how it's performed. You let it start, you mount up in the animation, then use your own Holy Burst, wait for the damage, dismount, swap, mount up again. You can sort of see how it works out when you get double damage on both those Holy Bursts. And in the first video, I also had the Star Mine and Airblade. Very hard to do with Airblade. You can sort of do it while the projectile is in the air. Star Mine is a little bit easier. But really what I'm doing here is I'm only running Holy Burst. So there's no other skill for the Selyne to use. It just uses the skill, mount up, swap. I don't know how many rotations really it ends up being. I think against the Marcus of Faleris I only really needed 2 Selynes. I don't think using boosters would have made it faster, because it's hard to do faster than that anyway. It was just getting 4 shot, maybe it would be 3 shot, but 4 Holy Bursts seemed enough. There's something to keep in mind with this timing here, is I think it's around 40 seconds here, and you can compare that to when I was doing the Gobfin build, the best combat pals in Palworld. Gobfin build is commonly known as having the highest DPS in the game. That was over 1 minute. So this particular build against big pals seems to have higher DPS than the Gobfin build. So I went in and I tested it against Ryu, which is something I did in the first Selyne video as well, the best combat pals Selyne video. But then I was using, I think, player damage as well. Gobfins just kind of mounting up when I could, but not doing it very often because it was kind of dangerous. But here, since I'm not using any player damage, I'm free to just use these Ring of Dragon Resistance, Ring of Electric Resistance, Life Pendant, Defense Pendant. So just a way more defensive option there. Then the healing potion over time will add up. You do need to watch out, there are some bugs, like when you mount up, you sometimes just lose half your health. Not sure why. You'll see it at one point in this video. I think I'll be able to point it out. But yeah, this is a perfect timing to actually do this, but that's another bug that happens. There's 2 bugs during this attempt. One is if you accidentally cancel a pal's attack while it's doing it, they seem to never go on cooldown now. So if you like send out your Libero and you cancel the Nightmare Bloom, it will never use Nightmare Bloom again until you like put it in the box or remove the skill and relearn it. So I think one of the Selynes now has that bug. So when I send it out, it doesn't use Holy Burst, it uses like the Dark Cannon skill instead, the basic attack. And it will continue to do that until you reset it in the PAL box. I think it's not this one, it might be the one after. And then it happens to more Selynes as the fight goes on, because I keep withdrawing them maybe a little bit too early, just when they're about to finish the animation or something. Big hit there. But that's a benefit of this rotating between pals. So one option is to go vampiric as well. But I feel like with the healing potions, they actually heal quite a bit. You're rotating between them, so they only spend... I mean, it should make sense that they're only spending 20% of the time actually fighting, and then 80% of the time just in the sphere. And then they get that passive heal effect there. which seems to be enough. So you don't really need to go vampiric. You could go vampiric, play it a little bit safer. But then one thing with Selyne now is that since it can get legend as well, it's a little bit faster. You could, like, I'm not playing super well. This was my first attempt at doing this with this new build. You could probably get quite good at doing this, like timing it with Ryu's attacks, doing a little bit of hovering in the air, like flying up to dodge some beam slicer or blast cannon hits. Because she is a little bit faster now with that legend thing over whatever you would be running before. Not running Celestial Emperor, the math for running those element skills while doing the saddle boost just doesn't really add up when very well for saddle pals. So just Musclehead like seemed to perform better than Siren of the Void on like Shadowbeak and stuff like that. So just running the basic attack passives seems to work best. So I decided to go for that. I did make like a Celestial Emperor template one, just in case they ever buff them. But right now it's just pure attack, especially when doing these saddle pal skills. Maybe if it was more like a Nochlum build, I would consider it. Like maybe Celestial Emperor Nochlum when doing this build is something to consider over Ferocious. If you're just gonna use Holy Burst anyway for fun, you could probably go Celestial. Let's see, have we passed? Maybe it was Baby Space. That was the one that was using Dark Cannon instead. And outside of using the triple jump boots, I still have not found a good way to dodge Magna Crush after like 1,000 Ryu fights. It's a bit tricky. I'm not sure if I like it. But you can see there, she was quite speedy. Managed to outspeed that Thunder Rail attack. Then misses Holy Burst, so it's a give and take. That was a Dark Cannon, right? So yeah, that pal is bugged. This one is still working, using Holy Burst. Double Holy Burst. Let's see. Who am I gonna use now? Porsche Space, using Holy Burst. Perfect, not bugged. And here I'm actually trying to hover upwards faster than the Thunderstorm. It didn't really work out. Not perfect. But it's worth to try stuff out. Meteor Rain, good to grapple away. Do miss my triple jump boots. I just took them off because I thought I would spend most of the fight mounted anyway. And I just didn't go far enough. But you can go far enough now. Like that's the difference between having legend and not having legend, I guess. Are you gonna Holy Burst? No. So this one was bugged as well. I think it got up to like 3 bugged and 2 working pals or something. How about you? You're not using Holy Burst, so you have to use it manually. Hopefully they fixed that bug. It's been in the game since I made the oil rig guide, is when I noticed it. When my Libro just stopped using Nightmare Bloom on the oil rig. Another bugged one, let's see, Ginger Space, are you bugged? Yep, Ginger is also bugged. That one is also bugged, Baby Spice, Sporty Spice. Yeah, it's a theme here. They're the space girls. I decided to go for not very good at naming stuff. So went for a simple naming theme here. Let's see. Perfect. Managed to tank a little bit. Good job. So I think like 3 of them got the bug where they stopped using it. So that puts a little bit of a stop to this swapping method. But overall, very high DPS. Sometimes better than the Gobfin build against these big targets. So for now, thanks for watching.